Hey, everybody, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And it's a Friday again. I say that a lot.
It is Friday again. Every week it's a Friday.
Yeah, the world turns fast, doesn't it?
I think the older we get, the faster it goes.
I think that's probably
Or the
true.
busier you are, the faster it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to make time for everything. And, trying to figure out it's just rough.
Where to
yeah.
fit it all in.
Yeah, it's just rough. But it's good. I mean, we're living the dream, and we get to choose what we do every day, mostly.
Mostly.
Yeah, that's mostly true.
Yes.
And so, that's really, really good. But, when you decide that what you're going to do is not be dependent on the system in any way, problem is that depending only on yourself is a lot of work.
Well, and then when you're helping others not depend on the system, you're taking your time doing that also. So
yeah,
you're trying to spread yourself on all of the activities.
Yeah, it's a worth it, but it's definitely hard work because, I'm sure you can imagine all of the people behind the scenes that make sure your light switch comes on, or all the people behind the scenes that make sure the water comes on, or all the people behind the scenes that produce your food.
Right. And then the water has to be clean,
right.
Has to be tested.
What I'm saying is you got all these people behind it when you do them for yourself.
Right.
Now you're all of a sudden, all of those people,
needed.
Yeah. And so then it's it's definitely a lot, but it's good. I mean, I can't really complain. I want to start out tonight with Kent, like we've been doing, evening tag and B, and all of our fellow freedom fighters. Welcome to another evening of our regular scheduled unprogramming information get together. Yeah, so let's get some welcomes in tonight. Carrie Davis was the first one in. How are you? Squatchy is in the house. Early bird gets the worm. Jules is unloading deck blocks for her new shower. She'll be back. Again, Kent, welcome in. Kent says, great podcast with Billy Bond yesterday. Yeah, it was good. We had a good time. I got to slide on that a little bit earlier to remind people, but I had a conversation with Billy Bond on his channel about surveillance centers and, government overreach. And it was a good conversation. Jane Marie, welcome in. Instigator, good to see you. ACM Homestead, how are you? Welcome in. Let's see here. Dana Green, hello. We have American Roots Farm. Hello, Jess and Joe. Kent and Paul are in the house. It says tags YouTube Pimpcast with Billy Bond was exceptional. We support our communities from the individuals tribe to our national like-minders. Yep, amen to that. Redneck OG is in the house. Good to see you. JCK Citizen Broadcaster, welcome in. See here. Oh, look at that. Life with Mike and Jen. Jen, what is going on? Silver Linings in the house. Hope to see you soon. I know that I will. Beth Emily, good to see you. Farmland Fords, hello. The greatest name on the internet.
Half a Bluff Club
is in the house. Yeah, Silver Lining says tag and B are looking alien. Did you see the thumbnail for tonight?
No.
Oh, okay. Then it wouldn't make any sense to you. But
you did us as aliens. You did us. Oh, lovely. Lovely.
I just pulled it up for B. She hadn't seen it. I think you look good as an alien.
We should do that for Halloween.
To be aliens?
Yeah.
You make a good alien. Let's see here. Sharpshooter is in the house. We got to spend some quality time with Sharpshooter this week. Well, I did. We're working on preparing to put an addition on a house, and so we're working on the footings, and it's a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. And got to spend some time out there picking on Joe, which was fun also. And we had a really, really good time. So hopefully we'll be pouring concrete there before long. Helen from Helen Happy Harvest is in the house. Good to see you. Will be cool. Welcome in. Let's see here. Yep, Helen says she watched the podcast too. Jules is back. Let's see.
Man, that was fast.
Yeah. Instigator says it ain't easy being green. No, it is not. Mark Doak, Starla, Terminator will be here. She's shutting the barn up. Sounds good. Whisper Creek is in the house. I did not do any AI generated pictures of you, Whisper Creek, tonight.
Oh.
I know, right?
Didn't I send you a picture of her? I need to.
No, I got pictures, but I didn't. I only picked on her last week, so I don't want to pick on her every week. It's got to mix the love around a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you gotta find. I gotta get you somebody else to
pick on. Yep, Skanes Girl's here. Welcome in. I'll catch up.
I tooted my horn at her.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
When she drove by?
I had to speed past her. I was on a mission, and I tooted my horn. I don't even know what she was doing or if she saw me. I just saw her out there. So.
Yep, it is definitely springtime. Gardens are exploding.
Oh my gosh!
It's funny. I got some pictures for you guys. I went into our greenhouse, and looked, and there is.
Don't go in my greenhouse, please.
I'm going to show you.
Do I need to put a padlock on it?
Yeah, probably.
I don't need any grief. I know that there's a bunch of stuff to do. I don't need a to-do list.
No, you give me to-do lists.
No, not on stuff that is like you're already taking care of it. It's not. It doesn't need any other attention.
I need a fence built. I need this moved. I need this. I need this. I need this. You give me a list all the time.
What are you talking about? No, that's like I need the fence done because I have predators like everywhere. It's like aliens versus predators at every corner.
Let's see here. Sharpshooter says we're trying to get to the concrete, but this rain, it's more like a moat right now. Yep. Well, the good news is the water we can pump out, assuming you got the walls built.
Just order the concrete dry.
Yeah. No, don't do that.
Add it to the water. Add it to the water.
Whisper Creek says, sure you do. You should have gotten one of MMR and I riding on the front of B's buggy. Oh. I would have loved that.
That would have been great.
Starla says, I need prayers. Leukemia has metastasized, which I did not know it could. It's in the thymus and the lymph nodes, being faced with palliative care and natural treatment, maybe alongside with chemo or hospice. Well, let's get those prayer warriors out there. Mm. Yep. Skins Girl says, I saw you, B. I just got home and was walking the dogs. Or did you turn on her road to go somewhere else? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, I was going to turn one road earlier and then it didn't. And then so I took that road. And
it's good. I support you taking all different roads. That's how you know how to get everywhere, no matter what. You should be able to get there anyway, on any road.
I had the GPS on.
Oh, cheater. I purposefully turn my GPS off.
I know.
And I try to take as many different roads as I can because in the end, that's how I learned it. I mean, GPS won't always be there.
I know.
And, I could get to every community member home without using my GPS.
I know.
Can you do that?
No. I used my GPS today.
Okay. And what's crazy is where you were going. If you could,
I know. It's because there's a back. It goes like you have to go this way, and then it cuts back. And
how many times you been there?
A couple times.
The roads don't change.
I know.
Okay. What are we gonna do when the GPS goes down, B? Let me guess. Oh,
I probably won't even leave the farm.
Barely leave it now. Right?
No need to.
Right. All right. What you got on your list from today you want to talk about?
Let's go through the pictures.
Does that mean you have nothing on your list?
I don't have anything on my list.
Really?
Don't look at stay out of the greenhouse. Stay out of my notebook. Don't you have enough to pay attention to?
Oh my goodness.
I have been doing the stuff that doesn't need a list. Like weed eating for 3 days. I can't really take pictures of that either.
You have a week to prepare. Did you know that I do something for our live every single day? Every single day I'm flipping stories.
You spend all day up here.
I do.
Preparing
and
for
so
it.
You.
One of us can do that. The other has to do the physical work.
Oh my goodness. This is Jackson County. They do. There are roads that exist on rainy days and those that don't.
Correct.
Or shouldn't. Right. MMR. Right. MMR is the expert in minimum maintenance roads, which is why it's MMR. Right.
Yes.
No, it was awesome. I would never, it's how we met. I would never change it because it's just such a great story to me.
And we all learn.
Yeah. Anyway.
Lots of lessons.
Hey, Mr. Dan Reddy. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. I seen that you were on my podcast with Billy Bond. That was pretty cool. Normally it's his podcast, so I don't typically, respond to comments and things like that. I figure that's up to him. But I looked over and I was talking to him and I just happened to see Dan in there. So, but.
Oh, on his channel?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Sharpshooter said, did B say you were on vacation tag? No. There can only be one person on vacation in my home.
Yes.
Only one, and it is B.
Not the truth.
Terminator's in the house said, good evening, Freedom family. Happy Friday. Just collecting eggs and beating the shit out of a rooster that bit me in our third time stew pot.
Oh.
Dan says he's doing well, and yourself. Yeah, man, life's grand. I really can't complain. I really don't have many stressors in my life, just other than just trying to keep up. But it's all good stressors.
Yeah.
It's like it's not games or drama or those kind of things, which I'm very thankful for. But
I got drama.
yeah, you make drama.
I got predator drama.
Yeah, you. No, we're going to talk about that. Right?
I didn't make it.
You ain't going to believe where beef found predators coming from. You ain't going to believe it.
Everywhere.
I couldn't believe it. This is where home health will come in handy. I cover 6 counties, and I'm learning all the back roads. Yep, I'm into that. All right, so let's get to some of your pictures, because I don't know why you send me half of them, but I get them there anyway.
Well, that's Rose, and she decided that she was going to lay right into the middle of the big, tall yarrow. See how tall the yarrow is that she decided to lay in? She's laying on top of it. She was rubbing her face in it. The stitches are getting ready to come out, I think. So she decided that...
Those are those little dots you see on her head.
Yes. And that's why she has a weird shaped pattern on her head. But Yarrow's healing. So I thought that was so interesting that is where she decided to lay and then rub her face in. The second picture, that is the sweet potatoes. Look, I tried to get a close-up picture of them for you to see. And then the cat nip along the edges there. But
Jen says, how's her head healing? I think it's interesting that, as B was saying, Jen, that she was rubbing her head in the yarrow. It's healing great.
Yeah, it's doing great. I think it's all healed, basically. She's been off antibiotics for quite a while.
Yeah.
And these stitches, I am assuming, are just going to take care of themselves, because they didn't tell me to come back. So
yeah, they'll just fall out. Terminator said I didn't give. Dana Green says to Terminator, I didn't give my old rooster 3 tries because all my hens were naked on backs. He got 2 chances and been gone for years. Yeah, look at you're gonna have a lot of sweet potatoes.
Yeah,
it's really
sometimes
good.
You gotta take care of your girls.
Yeah, it'll be nice. These sweet potatoes will bless many homesteads before it's over.
Yeah. And Mara's been busy working this bed.
Yeah, she's a savage.
She's come up with quite a bit of potato slips.
So I know the second picture is one of your tomatoes. One of your potato crops, right? Which one's this? Just the red ones?
Yeah.
Those are the red ones. The other ones are in a different garden.
And that's MMR working those sweet potatoes.
Yep. And Whisper Creek behind.
Yeah, we were hauling hay over to the pumpkin patch. Pumpkin row. Oh, I meant to measure that pumpkin row.
For what?
How long the pumpkin row is. I wanted to measure it.
Why?
So I know.
Okay. So for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I know one of the tomato beds is 68 feet long.
Yeah. Silver Lining said I knew Rose was smart. Yeah, she is too smart. She's a great dog.
She was like, oh, this stuff will help. She goes over there and she lays right in the center of it. And I'm like, man, I was trying to get that tall enough so that I could harvest it. There's several spots of it around the farm that you could see I've mowed around.
Jen says that picture could have been a funny one. Yeah, AI, I could have had fun with that. Whisper Creek says, I know how long it is. It's super long. Because they were implanting it. Your pumpkin row?
Yes. Oh, man, it took us all day.
Yeah. That's good. We've grown a lot of stuff, and you always say, plant like it matters, because there'll come a day when it does.
Yeah, there were 28 pumpkin plants and 1 dead one.
Yeah, Terminator said, my weather's been down in the 40s, and tonight and tomorrow night lost some of my plants. I'm going to start over, but that's okay. Damn cold. Yeah, I was listening to Max Velocity today, and he said that there were parts of the north that are going to get snow this weekend. Huh. I don't know if that's you, but
way far north.
Yeah, like New York, Maine.
Not
up into Canada. No, not us. But all right,
we got some shrooms.
Don't eat them.
Well, that one looks edible, doesn't it?
I'm not eating
them. So the first one in the green, that's just outside the back door on the way to the powerhouse. The other is in the paddock one field. So probably pretty dirty in there.
Terminator wants to know if the maple seeds have started sprouting. I knew one of them did.
I don't think that what is in there is I think it's more of of a weed of some kind. I don't think that that's actually a tree sapling because it's starting to like, it hasn't come out of the ground very far and it's already got like 4 or 5 leaves on it. So I think that that's like, I don't know, some kind of grass or something.
Jen says, don't encourage, Whisper Creek says to Jen, don't encourage him. Or is that Mike? Sharpshooter says every mushroom is edible once. Local prepper, what is up? How are you? Says mushrooms are my weakness. I'm not a big mushroom fan and I don't know enough about them. I've never studied enough about them. I would think they would all kill me. So I ain't touching them, but
I think it'd be cool to be able to identify the differences. And I like mushrooms. I know you don't.
Not Mike. Hey, David, what's up, buddy? Says, are you fungi? Depends on who you ask. There's some people that would tell you I'm very fun, and there were some people tell you I'm a big pain in the ass. But at Bumble Off Plum, so we have the same Erky mushrooms in our mulch in the garden. Yeah, Loper loves mushrooms, says Squatchy. Where's Loper tonight, by the way? See here, Skanes Girl says, I have pick 2 growing in my straw bales.
Were they like number 2?
Yeah.
Were they like picture number 2?
Yeah.
Doesn't picture number 1 just look like the regular ones you get out of the store?
Yeah. I would bet those are edible, but
you're not trying it.
No, I'm not. I'm not interested.
I just found it interesting that in one day
I
go out and I'm like, wow, there's a mushroom.
I bet you.
I'm like, oh wow, there's a mushroom.
I bet you there's some morels out there.
I bet it is warm enough.
Go do some walking.
Doesn't have to be dry though.
It's actually wet, I think. But like I said, I'm not a real mushroom fan, so I don't pay much attention to it. But we have people who come and hunt morels on our farm, and there's a lot of times they get lots of them. So,
a bucket full.
Yeah.
They were like, here, you want half of these? And he was like, oh no, take them home. And I'm like, those are $40 a pound.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't care.
Yeah. Loper's listening and making tortillas.
Ooh.
Half Bubble Off Plum says, pick number 2 is called an inky mushroom.
Can
you eat them? I don't know anything about it. Yeah, Skanesville said, don't bet on it. Most are poisonous. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. And
He's like, don't call me.
Whisper Creek says, and they can be dried. Good indicator of healthy soil. I like that. We've been working hard on the soil for a lot of years. So tell them about your story of this line and tell them your theory of whatever's coming out of the ground to eat and to kill your animals.
I didn't say they were killing the animals.
Yes, you did. You said you had a predator underground that was coming up to the animals.
No, I have predators everywhere is what I said. I have predators underground. I have predators above ground. I have predators in the sky.
You said you had predators underground.
I do. They're eating my plants. That's my food. I have predators under the ground digging these burrows and then straight through the plants, which is why one of the pumpkins is dead, went underneath 2 swales and then straight out to the opposite side of the orchard and then popped itself out of the ground because I could see the mound and the hole. I thought, oh, that's not going to work. I need to get a trap. I found these traps. It's called a hinge trap, I think. So you lay it flat and there's just like a little part that's folded open. And so a bird or something walks onto it and it just folds over the item, whatever it is. I had a dead guinea in the food forest. I had 2 dead rabbits in the food forest. I had eggs eaten, scattered in the food forest, and we have finished the rabbit fencing. So there's no rabbits in there. So the whatever is.
So let me ask you something, just out of curiosity. Do you suppose there's a chance that your one guinea that died, that was mangled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2 rabbits.
That an aerial predator got it and went into the food forest to eat because nobody can bother them? Or do you think the chances are you have a monster underground that's coming up to snag them?
Not underground to snag the birds. Something is living underground.
I'm telling you,
killing the plant.
That is a mole and it's eating grubs. That's what it's doing.
and pulling plants out back down.
Yeah. Half Bubble Up Prump says, oops, there it is. Maybe. There it is.
Little guinea.
Yep. Says, I'm like you. I don't touch mushrooms. Yep. Jules says, I have several, like, pick 2 in my lettuce containers. Someone told me it's probably too wet. They go away when it dries out some. My buddy Mario is in the house. Says, Jen can barely even smell a mushroom before she starts to gag. No, thank you. Whisper Creek says the morels could be dried. Sharpshooter says the others are poisonous. And yes, Gainesville moles. Yeah, that's what I think they are. Yeah, Jen says mushrooms on my plate, in my soil, mycelium. Yeah, voles or moles, says American Roots, and Skane says voles eat vegetables. See, the story becomes clear. So you don't have an underground creature. Did you know I
do have an underground creature.
I tried to create an underground creature attacking a guinea, and AI wouldn't let me. It said I could only do peaceful.
I agree.
So, but
we want peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is destroying the...
What are these flowers? Did you plant these, or are these natural?
No, these are right at the roadside.
Oh,
and
cool.
These particular flowers are, they turn pink after they're like closed. I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, Silver Lining says, sounds like you have 2 situations, voles and an aerial predator. See, this I agree with. American Roots says moles are the enemy of asparagus. Have you lost any asparagus?
Oh, I need to go over there and look at that.
That's pretty. The pictures are pretty.
And then I also have a skunk, I guess, in garden number 2, which is, I've got predators everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Silver Lining says primrose. And Citizen Broadcaster says evening primrose.
Beautiful.
And American Roots says voles have no eyes. And remember, we found a nest last year in the garden? So you found a nest.
In garden number 1, there was like tunnel underneath the paper in.
Yep. Lazy Loper says, happy Friday, friends, done with the tortillas. Lazy Loper, welcome in. And I can't tell you how lucky Squatchy is that he gets prime rib tacos later.
Oh, delicious.
Yep. And Skins Girl says it's obvious that predators are in cahoots plotting to take over the food forest. Yeah.
I know. It's like Animal Farm over here.
Yep.
The predators are all like, attack.
Well,
in each area that the dogs cannot get into, it seems like I have an issue. I'm going to just let the dogs in there then and let them know, because then they'll just tear through the potatoes and they'll get whatever's in there.
Oh, yeah.
But it will also be a dirt mess.
Let's see here. Love Runs Rampant says, so tired. Sorry I'm late. I was climbing a tower to trap some bees from the volunteer for company. Oh, good for you. That's a great reason to be late. And no live is complete.
Without a pack rat.
Even if pack rat's sick. Welcome in.
Yeah, they are pretty.
Yeah, American Root says, we found those babies that the mom left.
I don't remember that.
Mm.
It doesn't surprise me, though, because...
Jen says, pink ladies' seeds are high in protein.
Seeds?
And Love Runs Rampant says, fire. Oh, the volunteer fire company. Okay, got it. Okay, took me a minute, but we got it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I went into Bee's greenhouse today.
Yeah, there's some stuff that needs to be planted.
So we're going to play a little game. Okay, are these plants ready to go outside?
or
do they still need more growing in the greenhouse? So which ones are these?
Both, because as you can see, the Monarda there needs a little bit more time.
You think that needs more time, those vines?
No, I said the Monarda, which is right here. The cucumbers obviously have a nice, beautiful yellow flower on them. They could use a little bit more leg room. And I did weed eat their area, so they'll get it in due time. But they're not complaining, because look how happy they are. They're green and
Love Runs Rampant says, plant girl plant.
They're happy. They're beautiful. They get watered, which I actually did not water.
And of course, silver lining comes to your aid. The greenhouse looks like it's thinning out.
Yes, it sure is. Look at all that empty spot.
Yeah.
Look at all the empty spots. That's borage and tobacco. There's 3 and 3. See them? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The moringas down there, which are not ready. Oh, this is an old picture because I picked.
No, it's not. I took this picture today.
No way, because
Yes,
I took the red strawberries today.
B, I took it today.
You had to have taken it this morning because I've already harvested the red strawberries off of these.
That might be true. You might have already gotten it today, but this picture was taken today.
Way earlier. Like way earlier.
Let me ask you something. What does that have to do with anything?
Because I addressed the red strawberries already.
You have strawberries in the greenhouse producing fruit.
Congratulations. That is what they should be doing. They are working hard. They're doing their part plus a little.
Oh my goodness. Terminator's a tag. I couldn't go on the chat with you and Billy. My family surprised me with a birthday cake and gifts and pizza for supper. My daughter got me a Concord grape plant from my fruit garden.
Oh,
love that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, love that. And happy birthday to you, Terminator. I know I told you that on Facebook, but happy birthday. And hey, all you freedom warriors out there, let's give Terminator lots of happy birthdays.
Yes.
Because she's an inspiration to many, many people. And if I've known many people who have said, dude, if Terminator can do it, I can do it. Right?
That's true.
And so, and Instigator says, and grow where you're planted.
And they sure are.
Yeah. Just imagine how they'd like it if they weren't all root bound and they were,
Yes, if they could get out of there, that would help. And now that the orchard is rabbit proofed, we could go ahead and put them in there probably. I say we.
American Root says you're way behind and they shouldn't have berries on them already.
We got them that way. Is what? Go put that back up there. What'd she say? Come on, don't be a turd. We got them that way. Yeah, that's true. They came with the berries on them. She is right.
Okay. I try to.
And I haven't had them for very long. It's just a blessing.
What does it say? What Terminator said? He said, "I'm signing to Terminator. Trust me, all the right notes, just in the wrong order."
Singing?
Oh, okay.
Grow where you're planted. Bloom where you're planted.
Yeah. See here, David said, first time hearing Billy, impressive guy. Oh, yeah. And one thing that's really cool about Billy is he's in the fight. And, I always have a special place in my heart for those kind of people, and he's out there trying to make change and trying to be the difference and trying to encourage. And so, again, I'm a big, big fan of that. And, I think I've been on Billy's show, 3 times or something like that. You okay?
We got one cow you hear that? We got one cow that's by herself.
Oh, no.
So she's...
Hey, Freesteader, welcome in.
She's running down the driveway.
Yeah, you haven't put them up yet?
Well, no, I couldn't find them. They're in the back 40.
Yeah. Let's see here. Hippocrates, I did a voice message to her, all off tune, but singing happy birthday, then texted her and told her I did not mean to scare her.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah. Silver Lining says, Billy brought me to tag. I've learned a lot from him. Yeah. Yeah, Billy's a good guy. And he's passionate about what he does. And, he called me, it was kind of late minute, and he said, hey, I'm getting a lot of questions about surveillance centers and, government overreach, and I can't think of anybody else. Would you be willing to come on and have a conversation? I'm like, sure, let's do it. So we got to have a good conversation about it. I broadcast it to my channel too, just so people could get at it. But I'm sure we'll do it again someday because him and I exchange texts from time to time, laughing at silly things. I actually sent him a picture of the billboards we put up in our county, and he said, now that's what I'm talking about. But anyway, all right, let's get rocking here. Oh, this is a really cool picture. So you guys, this is the front area standing right in front of the community building, and we're trying to get grass growing.
It's just slightly off. There is a second tree down there.
Yeah, it's not quite center, but I'm standing inside the overhang of the community building when I took the picture. But what I find interesting about this is you can see the part that has hay on it. And so that part, at the last festival, we laid seed down and rolled hay out. The other part we hydro seeded. And so it's been interesting for me to watch it kind of grow in and see which one performs better. Now, in fairness, the stuff under the hay there is probably a month older than
April, yeah.
right, probably about a month older than the stuff out in the field. So we're going to see how it does, but it's pretty. If you go down there and look at it, the stuff under the hay is doing better, but it's also a month older.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to see. Does the
How
high-tech
it
hydro
comes in.
seeding versus the old farmer way of laying hay on top of seed, which one?
Well, I was
Ends up
told that we
working better.
should have laid hay on top of the hydro seeding anyway.
I don't want to. I want to see how it does.
I don't want
You know, I want to see
to.
how it takes
we
off.
did use the hydro seeding stuff, so
Yeah.
cellulose mulch.
Yeah, we have a hard time finding it now.
Yeah, no, we don't. I can't find it. I can't find it locally.
Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, this is cool. Look at that beautiful snake.
Yeah, that's a rat snake.
Yeah.
Come in a couple different colors. He was eating an egg. Probably a she. She was probably eating an egg. We put it in a bucket and took it up the hill and let it go.
Wait. Who put it in a bucket?
We? I got everything out and ready.
There was no we.
I got everything out and ready.
I'm
and
working and
filmed
doing my
it.
thing, and
I
next
said,
thing you know,
"You
there's a
want to
panic."
come and help get a snake?" And he said, "Sure thing. I'd love to see it."
Yeah. So anyway, she came and got me because apparently she don't want
It's a 2-man job.
It's not a 2-man job. There ain't no we in it. I did it.
That's funny. You said shine the light.
Oh, come on
I
now.
helped you.
Come,
I helped
you
you.
say that with a
I
straight
put
face.
the lid on the bucket. Yeah, I was
Oh,
there.
my
I was
goodness.
there by your side, supporting you the whole way.
Yeah. So anyway, she came and got me. I went and got the snake, got it out of there. We put it in a bucket, and I took it because this is a good snake. You don't want to.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna kill or hurt the snake. This is a good snake, and so we took it out, and
I just don't want it to bite me.
yeah, and I let it go out in the field, and it went wherever it went, probably back to the chicken coop. But then we tried to save this egg, and we thought we would incubate it, and it'd be a good story, you know, saved from the jaws of a snake, right?
Yeah.
But it had cracks in it and stuff, so didn't work out for
It
us.
just
Right?
had a little punk on the top of it.
Yeah. So it didn't work out, but that'd be cool. And then the next picture is, and I'm sure all of you guys know this, chickens lay eggs everywhere.
Yep. You leave your tools in the barn because you're going to come back
Yeah.
to the job. And that's what happens. You find a nest of eggs with your tools.
Yeah. So you got to love that, right?
There's even more there now.
Where am I?
Because
at?
I didn't take an egg crate to the barn. So the eggs from today are still there.
How many, I guess we'll talk about that when we get to that. I was going to ask you a question about that, but Jen says we need some grass. Yes, we do. And I'm super looking forward to having that filled in, mowed down nice. So certainly cut down the dirt inside the community building.
Maybe.
When people aren't tracking in, I bet you. Yeah, Lover and Rabbit says we. Yeah, right. There ain't no we in it.
We.
Let's see here. I will say one thing. My crooked little homestead and Tambra Smith have been with me through all the navigation through terrible medical stuff. Terminator Today has been with me in communication all day. Love that. And she's going to love community. David says snakes. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, I don't really need to be like doing this.
Terminator says, Starla, you're making me feel old. You are old, Terminator, but you're still a savage.
We're all old.
Yeah. Yeah, Silver Lining says, did she get to keep the egg? She dropped it. Had she kept it in her mouth when I was moving her, I would have let her have it, but she dropped it. Let's see here. Skates Girl says, B, I use a Sam's bag and a stick or grabber, put them in and zip it up. Yeah, Charlotte Sharpshooter says, B provided moral support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Startless says, Danny and Wanda from Deep South brought me here. Danny, if Big Daddy of homesteading, then tag. Yep. They're great people. I need to reach out to them. I haven't talked to them in quite a while.
Oh, for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Terminator says, thank you, Freedom Family. Amen. Let's see. Your Lover and Rem said a few eggs is fair payment for the benefit of the snake. 100% agreed. That's what I'm saying. I won't hurt it, but we can't have it in the chicken coop. Like I can't just leave it there.
I can't believe that they swallow those whole. That's just insane.
Amazing. So here Jen says, we also found 2 nope ropes in the garden.
Yep.
Nope rope. One was shedding and the other was a copperhead. It's no longer with us. If this had been a copperhead, it'd be dead. Yeah. Just because just has to be that way. But Starla says only good snake is a good snake. I think only a good snake's a good snake too. Dan says getting old is better than not getting old. Amen. Amen. That's right. Let's see here. Jules says, I was looking for something in the RV, lifted up some papers and found an oak rope king snake, likely. So I just left it there. Still don't like them under my hand.
Right.
I don't mind them all that bad once I understand what they are, but, and this snake was fine. Like I said, we took it out, opened the bucket, laid it down in the grass, and it slithered away.
It's crazy to see people handle these things.
Why?
Because they're
That
just
snake
like,
ain't gonna hurt you.
I'm just like, oh my gosh.
That snake is not going to hurt you.
They're all like, oh, and then it curls itself around your arm, and I'm just like, ew, gross. Get your.
It's so funny, but you'll stick your arm up a goat's.
I didn't do that either.
But you would.
If I absolutely had to. But I called the neighbor.
I mean, you waterboard chickens. I mean, you do all kinds of stuff.
That was out of love. That's different.
Waterboarding chickens out of love. That's like a book, like the first chapter of a book.
I was loving it.
You clearly were loving it.
I was trying to help.
Clearly. Look at all those pretty babies. These are the ones that were born last week. These are the chickens.
Chickens.
And then you got a couple new turkeys that were hatching, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many chickens? Did you count all your birds?
I did not. There was 22 turkeys.
Okay. And 31 chickens.
I don't know. You could probably count them right there. That is all of them. They were like huddled that way. And I'm only going to keep the tan ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
The black ones and the yellow ones I'm going to get rid of.
Yeah.
I want to keep the brown ones with the stripes down the back.
Yeah. Those
ones will look the most like
what
I'm looking for. The spotted specklies.
Yep. It will not be long, will it? You got more chickens in the incubator?
I have another full batch of chickens. I have 4 turkey eggs in there, which is all I have found. Like this year has been like a dud for turkeys. I have not found as many eggs as I had the year previous. And the ones that I did find, just like this right here, we're on day 4. Mm-hmm. So 3 have hatched. 1 tipped its way all the way around and then died in the shell. So when I picked it up, I was like, buddy, you were mostly there. Like 1 kick and you would have been out. He was like, done. And then the other, 1, 2, 4, 6 eggs that are in there don't have any pips on them. So
yet.
Well, this is day 4 of lockdown. So it's.
Jen says Mario wants turkeys. Well, boy, do we have some good news for you.
Turkeys.
Yeah. Lover, that's pretty babies. How many roosters? I have a horrible hatch rate for hens. 9 roosters out of 12 last spring. It's about half and half. So right. Typically, I mean, it's we don't know how many roosters yet, but we'll find out soon enough. But we're going to try to hatch a bunch this year and really build up our food stocks, both in the turkeys.
Do you remember how many we butchered last fall?
Mm-mm. No, you guys get together.
It was like 11 or something.
I think I welded in the shop all day that day.
Oh, that is
true.
I
don't even think I helped you guys.
That's true. I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think you have participated in a butcher day.
I don't know if I have or not. The Loper has successfully kept 11 Keats alive so far out of 24. Yeah, we've.
Good.
We're hoping.
I've not seen any Keats.
Yeah. Well, but there's how many nests are there in the food forest?
2.
2 big nests are sitting on now, right?
And like one of the nests is so big that there's 2 birds on it. Like there's enough eggs in there for 2 full birds and they're not even all covered.
Mario says Mario wants a cocktail on the beach. Do you have any of those you're giving away? Yeah. You just all got to redefine it. I mean, you can name them cocktail. You can name them beach.
We can get the cotton tails off of the beach. Mm-hmm. We have a beach.
Yeah.
You can have a chicken on the beach.
And we can put the turkeys on the beach and he can lay in his Speedo on the beach playing with turkeys.
Gravity chair.
And then you get both. How cool is that? Yeah. Mario on the beach playing with turkeys.
Yeah.
In a Speedo. Yeah. Silver Lining says, which beach? I'll meet you there.
Yeah. It's the Kansas Beach.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this happened. So okay, I went to the store to get baby turkey food, right? Pull food, pull it. And
Good.
one of the guys said, one of our community members is works there, and he said, "Hey, I didn't tell this to anybody yet, but the birds in the store are $2." And I said, "All of the birds?" And he goes, "Yeah, and all the birds in the store are $2. We need to get rid of them now." And I was like, "Do you have any in the back? Because I didn't see any up front that I was interested in." And he goes, "Yeah, the ones there's a above where the birds that are outside above them hanging are the birds that we have in the back." And I was like, "You have heritage turkeys in the back?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Are those $2?" And he goes, "Yeah." And so I went over there and I said, "How many do you have?" "Okay, yeah, I will take that. Those are the ones that I want." And he goes, "Okay, how many?" And I said, "All of them." And he goes, he sighed.
Why do you suppose he sighed?
I don't know. Because I think it was like, dang woman.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. Like,
So how many did you end up with?
11.
So she got 11 extra.
I got
turkeys.
11. Well, so I said, "Can I see what they look like?" They're heritage turkeys. And I said, "Well, what kind of heritage turkey?" And he goes, "I don't know." And I said, "Can I take a look and see what they look like?" And he goes, "Sure, come on." So he took me in the back and he goes, "That's them." And I said, "Okay, I'll take those." And that's when he goes, "How many?" And I said,
Yeah,
"I will take all of them."
If you read the sign, it said that it could include an artisan, Beltsville small, white, black Spanish, blue slate, bourbon red, chocolate, midget white, Narragansett, Royal Palm, standard bronze, or white Holland. But
and if you look at them,
they look like Narragansett, which
they
is what
look
we want.
to me like Narragansetts.
Yeah, so we'll see. You got 11, is that right?
Yeah. And so there's one in there that is slightly lighter toned
Which could be a gray slate
than the others. I don't know, because the one that Mama Bird hatched in the back and I took and put it in there, she's lighter than the bird that I just bought. So the one that I hatched here from the Sleep Mom is lighter in color than the one that I purchased.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see.
So I purchased 22 birds or 11 birds today for $24 is what it ended up being.
And then you got a bunch of turkeys in the
11.
Teenager pen.
I got 5 out there, 3.
It's 11. Plus you bought 11.
And
that's
then
22.
11.
So you have
I have
22 baby
birds.
turkeys.
Yes.
Turkeys.
Half of them, which I purchased.
And about 30 chickens so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I counted right, it was 30. Let me see.
Which for the hatching rate, that is not good. Like 11 birds for turkeys. That's not a good hatching rate.
Out of how many eggs, though?
11
out of 14 is a great one.
I had 22 eggs in the first batch, and I had the 5
that came
come out of it.
Yeah, Mario says he's bringing the Speedo. Someone else has to bring the cocktails. Jen says no Speedo. Cag says I'll bring the camera. Silver Lining says I'm blushing. Anyway, B, so far I have 3 chickens that hatched and 2 turkeys, 1 bronze turkey and 1 white. Yep, Silver Lining said that's a great deal. Yeah, that's why you do stuff like that. You know, if you can get down there, you can, especially for me, the turkeys, because chickens, we get such an abundance of eggs. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to buy many. Because you can hatch them indefinitely, right? But
the turkeys, they lay their eggs in the spring, and then that's
it. So yeah, so hopefully we can build up our turkey stock. And I've got a couple people that would love to have some turkeys, and I'd love to bless them with them if I can pull it off.
But if my rate is not good.
Yeah, Jen says Gary needs to do a better job.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Gary. Because I have another turkey out there. And at one point in time, I had 4 out there. So.
And how come you're blaming the guy, Jen? How come it's always the guy's fault? You didn't say Sarah needs to do a better job. You didn't say Nara needs to do a better job or Tara needs to do a better job. You said Gary needs to do a better job.
Gary.
Yeah, feminist.
I don't know what because the birds that didn't hatch, there were birds in them, and they just they can't get out of their own shell.
Mm.
That's
Maybe it's a humidity problem. Maybe it's a bee issue.
maybe it's a air circulation thing. Like they have to have so much air circulating through there. You're supposed to open up the valves and turn up the humidity.
I would say that would dry them out.
Lower
more.
the.
I think you want high humidity.
Whatever.
Wet, I think.
Well, the one that I put them in right now does not have the option to open the oxygen.
Mario says, "My second that vote for Gary, and all your wildest dreams will come true." Because girls like guys with great skills, right? Silver Lining says she's feeling sensitive tonight.
I think she's talking about you.
I'm not sensitive. I don't have a sensitive bone in my body.
That's why she was saying maybe tonight.
Oh, maybe tonight's tonight. You want to talk about your experience?
This is
Joe.
Joey is getting his handler's permit. He is learning his abilities and his patience. Yeah, I tie him up and make him do what I want him to do.
Yep, he is so cute. American Root said, "I have been through 45 eggs and only had 9 hatch. It's not Gary."
Okay, so see, is something, and she's not. She's a different incubator. She's different power supply. Different.
Maybe it's the underground predators
in her incubator. You think maybe the girls are just scared?
Maybe
it's coming out in their DNA.
Maybe he's always prancing, strutting around. He's got moves.
Mm-hmm. He's got skills.
Yeah. Lazy Lopez says, "B, what kind of incubator do you have?" Well, which one? Because she has 4 or 5.
I don't know.
We got the 2 big styrofoam ones. What's the big cabinet one you use?
It's like a Chica something. You bought
That's
it.
all you can come up with?
Yeah.
Well, apparently, I bought her a big cabinet one that's a Chica something, and she don't pay attention, so
I don't know the name of it.
Just says we have 3 different incubators. No, because I think don't we have the 2 foam ones, your big cabinet one, and then the little round one.
That's 3 different ones.
3 different ones, but 4 incubators.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's funny how Jess at American Roots knows more about what.
Oh, maybe Jess has 3 different incubators.
That might be what she's saying. Yep. Let's see here. Starla says, "At one time, Tamara had 90 chicks hatching out in 2 days and almost 90% hatch rate.
Wow.
We had great hatch rates last year, right?
I feel like I had a better hatch rate last year.
Yeah.
One of the incubators I turned on, and it was making like the motor was like loud. I was like, "Whoa, that's not right. Turn it off. Turn it off." Yeah, this is me wrangling that cow.
I'm going to see if I can find your incubator, because your cabinet one is really nice. Right?
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. I just bought it for
Hatching Time.
Is that what it's called? Hatching Time? Because it don't look like any of those. Looks like that one right there. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's yours right there. Okay.
Hatching Time.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen, and this is the one that B uses the most.
Well, it's not a 4-layer. It's a 2-layer.
Click, my screen froze.
Because you can't do both at the same time.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
It just has a mind of its own.
It says,
"Okay,
I am your I am your master."
That's the one that she uses the most.
It's half that size.
Oh, you got the half one?
Yeah, because it's only 2 trays, not 4.
Okay. Got it. But this is the brand.
Because I have to be cautious of the electricity that it uses.
Yeah, got it.
All the time.
Okay.
Because when it's on, it is on from spring to all the way through summer.
Hatching Time's where we bought it. But Chamuka, yeah, is the incubator.
See, I knew it was something
Yeah, okay, got it. Rick Root says, "No, I have 3. You may have more." Yeah, I think we have 4 if I remember right, but yeah. Hey, Edward, what's going on? Good to see you. All right. Hey, Stan Guthrie, welcome in as well. Anyway, be cow training, right?
Yeah. I want him to be okay with me. I don't want him to run from me, and I want him to be like, "Hey, you're going to pet me. Yes, I want to come to you."
Mm.
So I grab him and I put his halter on him and scratch him all over.
Yeah. Squatchy says switch power over from the community building. That's not the problem, Squatchy. The house power has plenty of power to run that big one. B is just, I don't even know what the word I would use. Like she don't even come close to using the capacity of the systems we have. Would you agree with that?
I don't know.
I mean, so she could run a lot of incubators. She just doesn't
I've
do it.
had this for several years though, bud. It's not like I just got this year since we've had the grid down.
Yeah, Starlet says I could not handle 90 yapping chicks. I heard timbres over the phone and it drove me nuts. Yeah, bees are in their own room and all that. I don't really hear them.
No, if you can, I mean, listening to 5 is just as bad as listening to 100. So,
You think so?
yeah,
Hmm.
It's just a constant noise.
Oh, this is great. This might have been the highlight of my week. So I put
My husband is like, this gate's great. And I'm like, how in the is this going to work, dude? I can't even reach the top of the gate. This is ridiculous.
So
And look at my knees are underneath the bottom of the gate.
yeah, that's just because of where I took the picture. You're really not, knees aren't really under the gate, but I put the gate in and B goes, this isn't gonna work. I said, B, the gate's level. I can't put it in.
I said, that is
level.
not level. Oh my gosh.
She says it's not level. That's what she said. And so of course she couldn't take my word for it. She had to go get the level.
I said, we can't make it to where it looks right with the fence. Like
It's level.
we can't make this look better. He's like, it's level. And I'm like, there's a gaping hole at the bottom. What are we keeping out here?
Yeah. So what you have to do is bring dirt in.
I'm like,
I can't put, maybe if I put that, and I keep trying to tell you this, if I put that gate level with the ground, you wouldn't be able to open it.
but then put it on the other side.
You wouldn't be able to open it.
Why did we put the fence in if the ground wasn't right?
What do you mean the ground's not right, baby? We live on a farm with
we
hills.
got to bring in dirt. Why didn't
live
we
on
bring in
hills.
dirt before we put
My
the
goodness.
gate, the fence up?
I clearly cannot articulate the issue. Is one of you smart people out there, maybe you can do a better job of articulating it. Love Runs Rampant says, conserving electricity is not a fault. B is channeling her inner Great Depression soul. Yeah.
I just don't want to run out.
Yeah.
And we don't.
Right.
But I don't want to either.
Right. And put hardware cloth under the dirt. Yeah, we did a lot of that when we hardware cloth this entire food forest and bent it over at the bottom so that we could try to keep these, well, particularly the rabbits out because, dude, they're heinous and there's a lot of them. Matt, I was talking to my buddy Matt across the road, and he was saying he has more rabbits than he's ever had. We don't because we have, the dogs get them. Often.
Oh, we still got a lot.
We got a lot, but we don't have. Have you noticed an overabundance of rabbits as compared to any other year?
I think 4 is overabundance.
Okay.
Anyway, they're just rodents.
Yeah, isn't this funny? I think this is great. So what I did is I got the skid loader, I brought in dirt, I leveled the ground out, and now it's perfectly fine. Right?
Perfectly fine.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, B.
It was level.
So this was a funny picture.
Somebody pooped on the table.
Somebody?
And I didn't want to touch it.
Okay. So B says somebody pooped on the table while holding a doll. What is this?
Obviously, this is trash. Somebody left this in here and nobody claimed it. Nobody wants it. It's going in the trash.
And you can see the one little black turd there on the table.
I used the doll hair to push the turd.
She swept the table with
The doll hair.
the doll hair to remove the goat turds because the goats apparently got up on the table.
Some people would take the time to go inside to grab a paper towel to come out to get the turd
but not
off
you.
of the table.
But not you.
No, I picked up something off the ground and flipped the turd off and then threw that in the trash.
There was a whole bunch of them.
They all went on the ground.
My goodness. Skeins says it won't swing if it's not level, like a door in your house.
Come on, Skeins.
That's right. American Root says, I have a few of those. It's just a small swale at the base of a gate that fixes the problem. Joe did the same thing to me. It has to be level.
I have a few. It's a swale at the gate. It's like a woo.
Early spring. They've been busy getting busy. They have been busy getting busy. Yes. Now, for those of you who come out to the festival, I promise you we will wash everything down before the festival.
Don't eat off the table.
Yeah, don't eat off the table. No, we'll hose it all down. I still wouldn't eat off the table.
A month later.
Yeah. Anyway, that was funny. I want to share this picture with you guys. My oldest son came out and hung out with me a little bit, played guitar, and we just kind of got to sit at the community building and just kind of hang out. And my granddaughter got to come over, and so she got to play with all the goats and all the chickens and all this stuff. And so she had a great time.
Got wet.
Playing in the playground.
Got dirty.
Yep. So I love that. I try to enjoy, every minute of that I can get, but that's my oldest son. Oh, a good friend of ours decided that they would send us some stickers. And so we got some Republican Anarchagorist stickers, which, yeah, there you go.
They're ready.
Yep. And so these are really cool. I'm going to stick them on everything. You get one out here. Isn't that cool?
They're, what is that, iridescent?
Yeah, they're kind of metallic, shiny. And you might wonder what's the deal with the picture. Well, if you guys remember, the Squatchy Cup, right, is a Bigfoot on a chicken, and that's the Squatchy Cup. So we made the mascot for the Republican Anarchagorists to be that. And there's,
Is that Lazy Loper?
Yeah, well, it's a female Squatchy riding a rooster.
Chicken? Turkey?
I was going to call it.
A boy?
Yeah, a boy. And so, yeah, anyway, I think it's hilarious. I'm going to stick them all over all kinds of things. So, I don't know what yet, but hey, Muddy Water, how are you? Life's been good here. Busy, but super, super, super fun. And we're making it, nothing too stressful, but lots of work.
What's up with the arrow?
It's a warrior. What do you mean what's up with the arrow?
I didn't know if there was a significance to the arrow.
Yep. Nope, it's Girl Squatchy. And what's actually kind of funny, and we were talking about this earlier, is that, in the Hunger Games, if you remember in the first Hunger Games, they were celebrating the 77th Hunger Game. And if you count backwards, that means that the first Hunger Game was in 2026. And so we have a female Squatchy riding a male chicken to the end of the world. I think it's funny. Do you not think it's funny? Yeah, I think Squatchy thinks it's funny.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not, right? Okay, check this out. So you guys, oh my goodness, look who's here. The king himself, hefty lefty Amazon mud dogger. Slick Phyllis is in the house. Said everyone running late. Had to pick up my granddaughter from the ER. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
A little too much heat loading cars at Walmart.
Oh.
Well, the good news is if anybody knows anything about treating heat exhaustion, it would be you. So we have a community member who's going to be running for county commissioner and asked me to build him some ads for a billboard. I want you guys to vote, right to left, top to bottom, 1 through 4. So I made them, and then the last one, number 4, I made because I thought it was the coolest, but I got way outvoted. But I wanted to see what.
That one definitely takes the cake. I think if you're gonna, the rest of them, the top 2 look like normal political ads.
Yep.
I think the green one kind of stands out because it's green. It's not like the normal red, white, and blue. Vote for
right.
Yours true.
Yeah.
But that 4th one is like that stands out.
Just so you know, the tea bag says I'm already taxed enough. I like the.
I like number 4.
Yeah, of course we do. Right.
It says, "I'm different."
Yeah. Yeah, but that would also say that you're an extremist and you're radical and all of those kind of things.
Oh, it kind of would actually.
Yeah,
They're saying that.
It would. You can't use it, but it's funny, and it got a lot of laughs.
I want a yard sign.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. American Roots. You picked number 2. Number 2 was the most popular. Yeah, which is the top right. Yeah, number 2 was the most popular. But
Where'd she pick number 2?
right there. I don't know.
What?
Whisper Creek said 3 would be good and a safer choice. Sharpshooter says 3. Silver Lining says 2. What's interesting about 3 is it's actually a little bit subliminal because the school district of the district he's running in
Is the
colors are green and gold.
My school colors were green and gold. Go Rockets!
You guys were the Rockets?
Mm-hmm. Green and gold.
Gypsy says 2 and 4. I like 4. Whisper Creek says, I think 1 and 2 look too much like everyone else's.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
1 and 2 were like. Number 3 says, I'm different. Number 4 says, hold your beer.
Mhm.
Hold your tea bags.
Yeah.
Hold my tea bags.
Yeah. So one of these, and I'm sure number 4, my vote won't win, but is going to end up on a billboard shortly. So,
Number 4.
yeah. But it was fun. I had a fun time doing it.
You're going to put the whole thing on a billboard?
Yeah, that's a billboard. It's going to be up on a billboard at some point. We just got to get through it. But I think it's pretty cool. I think I like if you take away number 4 and you get rid of the, the craziness with the nuclear bomb going off in the background, the shredded American flag with the windmill in the background and holding a tea bag. If you get rid of that one, I like 3 the best. Just because it's different. It's not, not the same thing. But anyway, it was fun. I just thought I would share it with you guys. And
Well, we hope you all vote Doug Fisher.
Yep. What else? I did a live with Billy Bond yesterday. So for those of you guys,
How come your glasses are so dark?
because I was standing outside. Actually, what's funny is you see the fire in the picture?
Yeah.
That was actually on our farm. There was the bonfire and I was standing in front of it. And then I just put Billy in there. And anyway, we talked about surveillance centers and flock systems and, government sprawl and, whatever it was. So it was fun. So if you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. It was a good time. At least I thought it was a good time.
You always have a good time.
Yeah. So Ryan said, I like the local leadership strong community. Yep. I agree. Let's see here. Real quick reminder, Freesteading. We got the Freesteading app back up. And you guys, I'd love all the help we could get filling it and having conversations and all of those things. We're going to try to build that nationwide community structure like we had built before, but hopefully better this time. But I would welcome all of the help. It's freesteading.com. It's free to join. Don't cost you anything.
It's not an app. It's a website.
It's both.
Okay, I didn't find the app.
Yeah, so it's a web app instead of going to like the iTunes store or anything. The app's available on. All you got to do is go on your phone, go to freesteading.com, go into the settings, and there's a download an app button, and you download it, and you get
Okay, I did not do that. I did like though that because there were so few people on there yet that I got to just be B, not B 169430.
right. Oh, did you sign up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just B.
Yeah.
So hurry up and get in there and get your name before everybody else wants it.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. Thank you, Jen. Put up the website for it. So again, if you go in on the left-hand side, there's 3 buttons. If you scroll all the way down on that section, if you scroll that, you'll find the app, install the app, and then you just install the app, and that's kind of the
I'll do that.
Yeah, let's see here. Where am I at? Okay, right here. The beautiful Louise Wesley is in the house that I like too because it looks relatable to farming and agriculture. Stan Gunther says, my school was green and gold too. And Amy, welcome in, says, yippee, the app is back. It is back. Now we just got to fill it all again. I know it's a big pain in the butt, but, we are constantly adapting, and this might not be the end. There may be something else later on. I have no idea. We're just keep going.
But you can sell stuff on there if you have, right? The marketplace is open on there.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, yeah, we have the marketplace for the first time. We didn't have that on the last app.
And
the last website.
States areas open.
We're working on building the states. There's a few states in there now. As they request them, we build them.
Which makes sense. I mean, if as you have people coming in from those states, you get it going. So it makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see here. Mario says, put him in a judge's outfit with a gavel in his hand and a caption that says, if you don't vote for me, I'll hammer you. I'd sign with Dugginator.
Dugginator.
You know what, Mario, just for you, I'm going to make that one. Because he'll like it. He'll get a good laugh out of that. Whisper Creek says, also 4 is obviously AI, and we are protesting the dot. It's centers. Yeah.
Oh,
I know we're doing that, but I'll share something with you. All of those have just the equal amount of AI in them. They have a picture. Now the picture's not AI. The picture was taken, but then it's, build me according to this, outline, and then optimize it for this age group or this demographic. And so they're all.
And you would only target a certain age group?
Well, I think when you make ads, it's really important. This is just like a business, guys, of any kind. You're trying to
market
understand
to
your
the people.
audience.
Yeah.
And so if you're marketing to a 25 to 35 group, it's a little bit different than a 35 to 45, right?
Yeah.
There'll be many more. Jen says, Andrew put a tutorial for the app to download. Yes.
Perfect.
Edward says, I'm still cleaning up from the straight line winds 2 weeks ago. Lost half the siding on the south side of my house and 12-inch tree branches on the road. Ouch. Ouch.
Yikes. I pray for you.
Thistle Creek, welcome in, says number 3 John Deere colors will grab the farmer's attention. Oh, good call.
John Deere green.
Yeah, Instigator says, I keep forgetting to request my state. Confusion. Yeah, Whisper Creek says data centers. Yeah, we got Whisper Creek. We have to change our language. They are no longer data centers. They are surveillance centers. Right? Yeah. Junk and Jody, how are you? Welcome in. Says it's an amazing community, you all. Yes, it is. Very, very proud. Been a lot of work, but very, very proud. You never know. Welcome in. Let's see here. But 4 looks AI, and this is politics. Is all about image. Yeah, I agree. And the 4 was really made, guys, as a joke, right? I was just having fun.
I like it.
I was, and it's funny. B walked up and said, "B, which one you like?" She picked 4.
4. It says, I'm different. I'm here for change.
So I also think you could put him on the chicken we designed for Squatchy. Yes, we could. Let's see here. Starla says it's weird. I have better friends like Tamara and Terminator I met from the YouTube and have not met them. I've met yet than anybody out that is actually present, if you understand what I mean. I followed you. All right, what else we got here? Oops, wait a second.
A white screen?
No, what is going on? Did I remove it? There's supposed to be one more slide in there. Anyway, I guess I will just have to wing through
Is it on the next one?
Yeah. Mario says, no. Can I be Doug's campaign manager? I bet he'd love that. The slide that was supposed to be in there, but apparently I didn't get it in there, was we're awful dark. Turn on the light, baby.
I've been in the sun.
Sorry, it's on.
The light is
All right. Don't forget the Freedom Fest is July the 11th. We have Pat Miletich coming down. He's going to give a talk on soil. But what's really cool is prior to that, from 8 o'clock in the morning to I think either 11 or noon, he's going to give a self-defense class. And it's going to be held at a local gymnasium in my county. And I think they're like $50 tickets or something like that. And it'll pack out. It'll sell out quick. And so he'll do that from like 8 to 11. And then he'll come to the Freedom Fest. And we'll have lots of farm food, paddle, talk. Maybe we can get Doug to say a little, little this or a little that. Yeah, which would be really, really cool. Again, eat a lot, play a lot of kids' games and all of that. And then we're going to have a bang-up fireworks show at the end to celebrate America's 250th birthday, which I'm super, super excited about. And I'll keep talking about it all the way up to the event. But details are still coming out. But we'll absolutely get there.
Times and...
As Starlet says, got to run, folks. Prayers for everyone for peace and strength. Amen.
This one will be an evening event because we have fireworks.
Yeah.
It'll be well into the dark time.
Yeah. Mario Mike, no, I don't think he'd like to jingles you'd come up with. I think he might. I think he absolutely might like those jingles, I do. We could put maybe what you should do is the Flute Man and MC Sausage, which is Mario and Joe from America Roots, should come up with a rap. And then we'll present it to Doug. And you guys can do it for everybody at the Freedom Fest. And then we'll let the audience pick. How you guys feel about that? Bluff called.
There you go.
That'll be fun,
There's
won't
the
it?
entertainment then.
That's right. So Mario, which is Flute Man, and Joe, who is MC Sausage, are going to give a live rap for Doug's campaign. Everybody agree to that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? I didn't hear any, so that must mean the motion carries. I love that. You guys go.
Motion carries.
Yeah, motion carries. All right. So, is there anything that I didn't have on the first half of the slide before we get to the good news? That
No, I didn't have anything
oh,
else
that's
on
right.
my
Let me
list.
see. Your last list says 522.
Of 26. So I'm right on top of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Put a little line. And that's the end of that one.
That is the end of that one. Well,
And I don't have to take any notes for today.
Jen says they've already got an assignment to redo Billy Joel's "We Didn't Start the Fire." That could be a great campaign song.
Oh, no.
Right? I like this. We can just tie them all together, Jen. What a great idea. I think, and Jen, you should get full credit for this operation. And I know because you're in charge, it will happen.
It'll be great.
It will be absolutely great. Yeah. B's list says she was really busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Busy is such a BS comment. I'm sorry. We're all busy.
Mhm.
Everybody's busy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bees in the yard.
Yeah. Skane's voted
with
yes.
No phone service.
Yeah. Jen's smacking her head. West Creek says too busy to write in her book.
I'm out in the yard. I don't take
We're all
books.
busy. Don't even give me
I
all
don't
that.
take phones.
Do I
No electronics.
do I need to start
It was
logging
raining. I was
when you're
reading.
lollygagging? How come I find time to do it?
Because you're sitting upstairs on the computer all day long.
Mario says, yo, 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 it's Sausage and me getting ready to throw down some rhymes for Dougie Doug Doug. Yes, I know it doesn't rhyme yet. You are well on your way. See, your management skills, Jen, are already exceptional. Look at this. We already have some songs coming out, and you just started. How wonderful. Pockety says, campaign song, George Strait, They Call Me the Fireman. Right in the rain, notebooks are waterproof. There you go, Jen.
No.
There you
little
go.
tiny notebook.
Yeah. B needs to create a bigger list. Well, should we get to some good news for today? You excited about good news?
Yeah.
Are you?
You have 45 minutes.
Oh, shoot. I better get rolling, huh? All right. You guys know that I've been covering a lot lately about the surveillance centers and the things that are going on, but mainly it's because, first of all, it fascinates me, but I really think that we're beginning to win some of these. And the fight's gigantic. And you know, Billy asked me on the podcast, he asked me the question, do I think we could stop it? And the answer is no. I don't think we can stop it. I think that they're coming for the weak. And what that means is I think we can stop it here in my county. I think we can stop it. You can stop it in your county, or people can stop it. But generally, I think because it's a matter of national defense, in their words, that it's coming, you know? And so I don't think we can stop it. But more and more people are getting the fight every day. Erin Brockovich, you know, from the movie, right, just launched a new website asking Americans for help as she launches a new data center map. In just the first week, over 1,690 residents complained over 47 states about water quality, noise, light.
That's awful.
All of those kind of things. Well, except, babe, this is actually good news. It means that people are beginning to wake up. I've been saying this for a long time in my life. The Great Awakening's here. I'm experiencing it in our county. People are experiencing it all over. Now, it's maybe not to the level we want it to be, but it's here. People are standing up all over the country. Something that I really found super interesting about this, though, is the maps look fairly the same. The picture on the right that I'm showing you is a picture in the Kansas City newspaper. Local, and it talks about the same number of data centers. What's interesting is the blue circle up there. They list a data center dot in Pottawatomie County, which just went through a whole bunch of stuff of approving data centers, but it isn't built or approved yet.
And it's already on the list.
It's already on the
approved.
list, right? It's already on the list as a data center. So this kind of leads me to believe that we're probably being fed a big old line of BS because they haven't broken ground. They don't even have approval yet. So I don't know that I would necessarily believe all of this big hype of the numbers and all of these things. Another reason is, and I'm sure you guys have seen this, but the Democrat Party is pretty anti-data centers. And I don't think they're really anti-data centers. I think they're really anti-Trump. And Trump is data center. But I'd be a little cautious to believe all of the numbers because, again, this newspaper is just kind of proof. There, where that circle is, there is not a data center. I know I live here, right? I would know this, and it's not there. I think the point that I'm trying to figure out is how we went from reducing our carbon footprint to building AI pollution factories in every city, right? It's just the next thing. And I remember back a long time ago, it was acid rain, right? Remember the acid rain,
yeah.
Push, and, the poles were melting. And then it's just always something to keep, and they're going to continue to do it. As civilizations collapse, things become more and more and more absurd. And I think we're going to do a great job tonight pointing out those absurdities. But it's interesting how all of a sudden we're going to forget about, climate change and global warming and all of these things and produce these things that, will have a big impact on all of that. Let's see here. Where am I at here? Terminator says, my community put a stop to having a data center. They have put it on the back shelf and will keep fighting. David said your son could play guitar tunes. Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
My middle son would love that. My oldest son would definitely play. He plays bass more than he does guitar, but they'd love to come out and play. But Mario himself could play. Joe could play. Jess could play, right? There's a lot of them who are musically inclined. Let's see here. Skane says she has a comb and some plastic. I have no idea what for a kazoo. Yeah, Dan says all over the Western world even. Yeah. There's a lot of holes, I think, beginning to open up. And I've seen an article today that said there was 5,300 of them now. And
oh, wow. Yeah. They're just growing.
Yeah. I just don't buy it. Carrie Dave said, do you think it's a FEMA camp / data center? No, what I really believe is that these data centers are going to act as the brain to everything. It's the brain to our grid. Guys, they're going to take over the complete grid. And think about this. That's private industry, right? BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, right? They're going to take over the entire grid. They're going to link everything together with Flock, and they're going to create a massive surveillance state to control the people. Because remember, as societies and civilizations collapse, things become more and more absurd. You look back at Rome, you look back at Egypt, you look back at all of these civilizations. This was true in all of them. Now you have to obviously they didn't put in data centers in Rome, right? But just the rules and the laws and the things that they did became more and more and more insane. Jen says, my middle of the night brain went down the rabbit hole. What if Plato's Atlantis, the high-tech city, went extinct because they got too big for their britches? It's not even inconceivable looking at today. So what if Atlantis was a data center? G-Dog, how are you? Welcome in. Says, wonder how the map correlates to the map of the bases in the U.S. It would not take very long to overlap those. Maybe that's something one of us should do and see how it correlates. I can tell you for Kansas, it really doesn't line up very well. We have Fort Riley, which is the biggest base in Kansas. We have Forbes Field. We have Fort Leavenworth. Some of those, but they're not where that dot is. Actually, that dot would be kind of centered between all three of them, which maybe that matters. But I can tell you with 100% certainty that circle, that dot on that circle does not exist. I know with 100% certainty.
And there was just one dot there?
Yep, right there. See it right there? And I can't tell from this big a map that that's exactly Pottawatomie County. That could be Jackson. That could be.
But it's
right in this area. Yeah. So I'm beginning to really question this a whole bunch. Breaking news, Planeteers building the ultimate surveillance beast. This video just dropped and it's wild. Planeteers quietly aggregating everything on American citizens' names, biometrics, GPS health records, internet history, finances, you name it. And again, guys, this is what I was talking about, right? The giant surveillance state. Imagine a world where you get pulled over and, the police officers like, can I have your driver's license? You give me your driver's license. Then, with the strip on the back, they scan it and they have your social media profiles, your credit history, your finance, your health records. They have everything right there at their fingertips. And because they're police, they're safe to give that information to. And all of a sudden, all of that is in one spot, and they pull over a person like me who's loud and on the internet or at the county commissioner's office. Now there's 17 cars that show up. Right.
Yeah.
And,
and then you're shot like the Finnegan. What's his name?
Well, I think it's more about ultimately this social credit score system, right? Where you get them taken off, you get points taken off, and you're not as good a citizen and you're a lower class citizen or, whatever it is. Let's see here. Peter Thiel, I know you guys know this lately. Been talking a lot lately about the Antichrist, and I find this really interesting. That if you combine that with the fact that he just moved out of California and moved to Argentina, right? I think is also interesting. And then furthermore, if you go in, and I'm going to do my best. There's just no way I'm going to be able to read that unless I can go. Let me try this. There we go.
Oh.
Maybe it will let me. Maybe we'll try here. But anyway, there is a patent on the flock cameras, and I went and looked it up. And so basically, if you guys want to read it, it's patent number US 111416545B1. And so basically, it talks about using the flock system, which I don't know if you guys know this or not. Flock is more than just cameras. You know that? Not just cameras.
Was it gridding it, or wasn't it?
Well, it's about gridding all of that data together, but it's also, there is audio flock issues, there's drone flock issues. They actually have these little boxes where the box opens up and a drone flies out of it, and they sell it as safe, safety for the people, first responders that are drones, that our first responders will soon, be drones. But so the flock system is what they call the flock Raven microphone, the flock LPR, and the flock Alpha drone. And they're going to use them simultaneously to create a grid. Well, where does all of this data go? All of these cameras that are on stoplights, all of these cameras, the flocks or the drones, all of this, all the social media data, all the financial data. How do you house all of that? And this is what data centers are for, in my opinion, is to create that surveillance state. Today, according to Derek Evans, there's over 94,000 confirmed flock license plate readers across the United States. And if you look at the map, I mean, it's, you pretty much anywhere on the East Coast, anywhere in the Ohio Valley, down in the South, down into Texas, that's almost all fully covered, which means they pretty much cover it all. They were also saying that within 2 years, that Microsoft will be able to monitor from a satellite 100% of the United States, every inch of ground, every minute of the day.
Dang.
Yeah.
But for video.
Huh?
For video.
Yes. For video. But again, guys, I think this is really important that I tell you guys this.
But microphones, even on the street cameras, that's crazy.
Yeah. David says, where's Greta? How dare you? Yeah. How dare you? I wish I could cry like her on command. Jen says, I'm glad I broke out all the farm and homestead books. Been learning a lot in the early mornings, absorbing as much I can to put into place. Well, I think it's about just not being dependent on it. If we're going to get down this road of social credit scores, the single best thing you could do is not be dependent on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, what's a good way to explain it? Think about this. Think if Mexico said you were a poor citizen, who cares? They're there, we're here. Right? It doesn't make any difference.
Right.
And so I kind of look at it the same way. If I can make it where that opinion really doesn't have a lot of difference, or as close as I can, I think we're going to win. But guys, again, people are winning. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we successfully here in my county, they have a thing called Eagle View. And Eagle View is basically airplanes that fly over and they take pictures for property taxes, right? And they measure your buildings and they can tell if you've built anything. They can tell if you've torn anything down. And then they base your property taxes on this view. And we've been arguing for a long time that it violates our Fourth Amendment against illegal search. And we've gone back and forth. And our county just recently came out and said that they're not going to renew the contract and they're getting away with it. So there are some wins going on to get rid of these things. But we absolutely need to fight this, because once they get that complete system in place, it's going to be hard to fight. Instigator said, I have been knowing or hanging a troll toy in front of cameras at hospitals. What if people trolled the flock cameras? No vandalism, just humor. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my question, I would say, would you think that they could then say you were interfering with official business or obstructing justice, or right? If you're blocking the view of the camera
intentionally,
right? Then, the counties are paying resources, or the cities are paying resources for data they're not getting, which could be then spun into, the theft of public property, right? I don't know. I don't recommend, obviously any kind of vandalism, any of that kind of stuff, because that's just going to get you in jail, and that don't help the fight at all, right? In any way, that doesn't help. But we're going to have to combat this, and I would encourage you guys to all stand up, because again, I think it's this big web. Let's see here. I'd like to make some fun crop circle messages. That would work. Let's see. It's MBA class 101. Executives want to have perfect data to minimize uncertainty and keep their company's share prices stable. If the government has a better idea, they can better predict behavior, good and bad. I think that's some of it, but I don't think that describes the prison being built, G-Dog. I mean, you're talking about 5,000 data centers when China has 400.
Yeah.
You're talking about
That's
something
significant.
super massive. And let's say for the moment that it is all just about profit. That's just as bad. So they're willing to completely remove the liberties of human beings across the board for a shareholder vote or
Yikes.
or the court. I mean, that's
That
to me,
sucks.
that's equally as bad.
Yeah.
Citizen Broadcaster said, "Will the county commissioners announce the good news?" I don't have any idea. I was told that it was said in open session that they were getting rid of it. I was also told today that me putting that post out about that was not very popular, and that a lot of people were upset at the commissioner who gave me the information. But we'll see. So I don't know if they're going to or not. But I have.
Why wouldn't they come out and just announce it, like, so that they were the first ones to say?
Yeah, I don't know. But what I can tell you is I have written proof of this conversation, right? Because it's all done via text messages. So I don't know. We shall see.
It's crazy that there's people out there who are upset that they didn't hear about it first. Is
Yeah.
what it sounds like.
Yeah. They were upset because I knew about it.
Before them.
Yeah,
That's what it
before
sounds
them.
like.
Yeah. So apparently there was a bunch of heat, but I don't care. You know, here's the thing. At the end of the day, if they removed Eagle View because it was a cost-saving effort, I support it.
Great.
If they removed Eagle View because they understand the privacy issues in the Fourth Amendment, I support it.
Great.
It doesn't really matter to me. I'm glad it's gone. I'm glad that we're going, and I hope they don't replace it with something else. I've been told that they won't, but I'm glad that people aren't going to be flying over taking pictures. You know, I love that.
Right. We have some
Hey, Brett Boyd,
means to some
welcome in.
security for our own security, our privacy.
Jen says Facebook, Meta, Starlink, X, and most other platforms are American-based. Yeah, so that explains some of it, but does it really explain 5,000 compared to China's 400? I mean, I just don't think it does. I think it's, if we were talking about, hey, we need 1,000 data centers across the country because we house Facebook, Meta, Starlink, X, all this maybe. But guys, look at you don't need any more information. Look at all the cameras popping up everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's cameras everywhere. That information that has to go somewhere. And then what we have to do is trust that the people in charge are honorable with that data. This is the same people that gave us COVID. This is the same people that gave us the Federal Reserve, right? These are the same people. So what would make me think that they're going to use it for honorable means? There's nothing in history that tells me this is true. Maybe I'll be wrong, and I'll be happy to come in here and admit to you guys when we learned that our government was honest and had our best interests at heart. I will come right here on this live and I will say, you guys, look at this. But I wouldn't hold your breath that day will ever happen. Just saying. Every government now is simultaneously, rapidly, and stealthily erecting millions of these 5G masts in every corner of the world, right at the start of COVID. You guys remember when this was happening? If you still think they're here to provide you with better internet, you simply aren't paying attention. And this is kind of what I'm talking about, the sheer mass numbers of it. Americans now who question AI data centers, surveillance centers, are now being treated like potential terrorists under the disturbing new law enforcement category called anti-tech extremists. Secret government documents suggest that parents, retirees, farmers, and ordinary Americans speaking out at county meetings are increasingly being viewed as potential threats, simply for raising concerns about giant AI projects reshaping their communities. According to more than 1,000 unpublished DHS, FBI, and Fusion Center reports obtained by Wired, authorities are monitoring citizens worried about water shortage, farmland destruction, skyrocketing electrical costs, noise pollution, and the unchecked expansion of AI infrastructure. Some reports even suggest that photography, observation, or speaking at public meetings may be treated as pre-operational planning tied to positive future violence. Meanwhile, peaceful residents are being removed or arrested at town halls across multiple states. Americans used to believe showing up at a local meeting and questioning powerful interests was part of democracy. Now, some of those same people are being viewed through the lens of extremism. See the leaked documents and disturbing examples for yourself in Z Media's report before this becomes something Americans are afraid to do publicly. And I can tell you, guys, this is happening. If you go out there on social media, there's a story out there about a little old lady getting arrested and another guy getting arrested. And I'm going to share a couple other stories, those kinds of things, but these things are happening. Let's see here. Jen says 0 chance it would be honorable. Yep. If the information in China travels at 100 nanoseconds with 400 centers, can you imagine how fast the speed of 5,000 centers would be? Yeah, and it'll be 10,000 in a couple of years, right? Conserve friends, welcome in. Says, howdy, all. Just got home from work. On the back 40, I've got 2/10 of an acre. 2/10 of an acre. Laugh out loud. Packrat said, I'm guessing that like the Fed's making potting a drone a federal crime for downing an aircraft, interfering with a FLOT camera would become a threat to Homeland Security. See, I think I agree with this. Gypsy said, one thing I did hear was that China's 400 are huge. Don't know if that's true. Huge. Okay, well, Butte County, Utah is building a 40,000 acre one right here. I mean, what's huge?
Yikes. That's a lot.
Did you know
that's ridiculous.
That data center will use more electricity than the entire state of Utah?
Yeah.
In one place.
Ridiculous.
And what's crazy about it, did you know that the governor of Utah, I didn't mean to run here, but the governor of Utah declared a state of emergency for lack of water prior to this agreement to build this facility.
Oh, well, then they need the water. They need water for the center. So
right. So who's going to get the water? They are.
The Dennis Center, yeah.
You know how many videos there are of people turning their faucet on and all of a sudden there's no more pressure? Or they turn it on and it's all brown? Last week we reported on that lady who bitched about the brown water and was arrested for it.
Well, she should have shut up.
She should have shut up.
How dare she? Caused panic because the water is coming out brown.
Squadgy said they want to possibly get to the speed of our thoughts instantaneously. You know, Elon Musk said it's possible now. That's right. Silver Lining said the Minority Report, right? Pre-convicting you of crimes they know you'll commit if they don't get involved. And here's the crazy thing. AI is smarter than humans. How can you question it? How can any human question something that's already smarter than them? It becomes, you can't refute it. AI says you're guilty. Right? All bad. Yes, they are the size of a city. You need less of them. Terminator, good night to you. I think you're leaving. Why does these centers need constant fresh water? Why not a closed loop system? You know, I've not been able to get an answer to that at all. I have no idea what the answer to that is. I've heard the question. I've seen the question asked. I've seen it asked at town halls. I have not heard an answer to that question yet. Crazy though, huh?
There's got to be a reason though.
Yeah. Tucker Carlson, for those of you guys who like him, exposed the real reason behind all of these data centers. We are this close to the scariest, most utopian system in history. The guest on the show revealed that the explosion of data center worldwide is not about cloud computing or helpful AI. It's about total control. The new financial system will make money programmable and permission-based. Your money will only work at approved times and approved locations and for approved purchases. Buy the wrong book, wrong place, wrong time, your money simply won't work. This is a totalitarian dictator's dream come true. Still think this is just conspiracy? The CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, admits that trillions of dollars being used to build these data centers and power grids will come from ordinary people's savings account and pension funds, and says it is mandatory. He says America needs trillions in AI infrastructure spending and that people will be forced to invest in it. Much of this will come from savings accounts and pensions. Guys, I'm here to tell you something. If they're saying it, they're already doing it. You're already investing in it. We are already investing in that big grid. Right? Our pension funds, our retirement funds, those things are already being invested in that infrastructure. Yeah, Lazy Lopez says, where does it go after they use it? Well, there are some data centers that dump it back into the creek bed. And I know that's because there are all kinds of complaints all over the country in the permitting process and the zoning process where they want to run it through. They say it's perfectly harmless and they'll dump it right back into the stream. Crunchy Mama Farms, what is up? You guys go check them out. Crunchy Mama Farms has found all kinds of creative ways to be free. I've been down on their farm once, got a chance to go down there and speak a little bit, and great place. You guys should go out there and follow them. They have a closed loop, but also an open loop with cooling towers. The cooling towers work through evaporation and need constant water supply. Great answer. Let's see here. Jen says Governor Cox's family business is called Centricom. Coincidence? Yeah. Capitalism versus communism provides more opportunity for small companies to build a data center that will fail and eventually be taken over by the government mint versus China only allows limited permits. When a county went to a county meeting special meet as our governor is pushing no tax on homesteads, local government is freaking out. Oh, I'd love to see that. Yep, conservative friends agree. There you go. There's Crunchy Mama Farms YouTube right there. You guys go check them out. Yep. So basically, we get to pay for our own enslavement. That's the moral of that story. And Catherine Austin Fitts, for anybody who doesn't know who she is, you guys should go out there and follow her. I'm a big fan. She says mandatory investment means that they're already moved your money out of your control. Larry Fink is telling you that the plan out loud, trillions of AI data centers and power grids, and it's coming from your savings and pension funds. He calls it investment. I would call it involuntary conversion of assets. You don't hold the asset, you hold the claim. Right. And I'm going to tell you, if they can get at it, if they can confiscate it, if they can take your 401k, which they can, and write you an IOU, they'll do with it exactly what they want to do with it. And there's nothing we're going to be able to do about it. Reports from David Rodriguez says there's no more water in the Rio Grande. I'm standing here in New Mexico. I don't know if Dr. Happy Gas is in here or listening. I would like to know if this is true. I just know they're down there. But is reporting that there is no more water. I'm standing here in New Mexico at the rivers completely dry. Nearby AI data centers are consuming massive amounts of water to keep up the cooling systems. Meta's Los Lunas facility alone has reported been tied to roughly 75 million gallons of water usage per year connected to the Rio Grande resources. Data centers are the biggest argument, and I was talking about this earlier, argument that climate change was a hoax. And I really am interested to see how they backpedal on this. How do the politicians justify climate change and data centers? And just out of curiosity, I'll do that next. Also, 70% of Americans who oppose the data centers, realizing our government is so corrupt and captured by tech billionaires, would rather label the other 70% of the country extremists. I think this is crazy. Anybody who stands up to him all of a sudden is an extremist. And just out of curiosity, what do you think Sarah Connor would say?
Yeah.
From Terminator. Let's see here. Brett Boyd says government is getting bigger and bigger and we are paying for it. And Dan Redding says this is all in the Bible. Yeah, that's scary. All right, trucking along. There has been some victories. So you guys know Andover Township in Michigan successfully stopped one. But for every one of those stories, there's other stories like Alex Jones talked about an Illinois man that was charged for stalking and intimidating for organizing a First Amendment protest against a data center. And since he organized it, they put him in jail. Police were caught running down and harassing a guy over posts on Facebook about protesting data centers. So, and there's stuff in Europe going on right now where they're going to make this whole thing illegal, but don't think that the social media attacks that are going on overseas don't happen here, because they absolutely happen here. The good news, if you want to just play ball, you can reach out to NVIDIA and they'll pay you $1,000 a month to host a mini AI center at your home. If you give up a little bit of space, they'll put a little micro AI center right on your house and pay you $1,000 a month. I'm sure you guys will all be lining up for that great deal, right? Mm. Whisper Creek said they started by convincing us boys can be girls, and after that, you can accept. After they get you to accept that, nothing seems that illogical. I agree 100%. 100%. Good news? Is it good news yet?
No.
You excited? I found this super interesting too, because I think we've got a new bad guy. You know, it was the immigrants that were coming from South America.
Yeah.
Right. And then it was Russia. And then it was Iran. And now I'm seeing lots and lots of reports about India. And there's lots of posts coming out about how Indians are the CEOs of every company. I put pictures up there from, or high up, Google, Microsoft, YouTube, Adobe, NetApp, Honeywell, Flex, just all T-Mobile. Lots of them. Also down in Texas, they built a Hindu statue now in Texas as big as the Statue of Liberty. Did you guys see that?
Wow. Which
is crazy. And then Alex Jones reported that 83 of the world's 100 most populated cities are in India. And why are we bringing this to our country? I don't know if all of this is, I don't know if really 83 of 100, I don't know any of that kind of stuff. But I do think it's interesting how we constantly bounce to a new bad guy. Like, to me, I find that interesting. Brett Boyd says Kevin O'Leary says they are reusing the water, so not draining the aquifer. I don't see how that's possible. I mean, there was a lot of points, I think, Crunchy Mama Farms talked about it earlier, about how it burns it off and it has to be replenished. I don't know. And, the one that he's talking about, it's the biggest one ever built. Let's see, in a stunning 6-3 decision on a new topic, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that parents are now allowed to opt their children out of being indoctrinated with LGBTQ propaganda. So the Supreme Court recently ruled that you absolutely can say, I don't want my kids to be taught that, and public school has to comply.
Huh.
That's good news, right?
Okay.
I think that's great news. Here's the crazy thing with all of that. I don't think you should be teaching any kind of sex to a third grader.
Yeah.
Heterosexual, homosexual, any of it. Why do we even go down that road? Why don't we just let them be kids and play with Legos and play in the trees? And, the absolute best thing that can happen is your young daughter thinks boys are gross until she's 14 or 15 or 16 or 17, right?
Yeah.
That's a great thing. Pediatricians are becoming so upset now when parents go to the doctor before they will allow the doctor to inject their children with all of these different pokes. The parents want to know what's in them. Of course, most doctors have no idea what's in them, and they learn to give the shots in school, and they believe that what Big Pharma's salesman tells the doctor who wines and dines them. So pediatricians are complaining that we didn't sign up for this, having to explain what's in everything. What do you think about that?
Well,
do you guys know in Europe, the average child gets 11 injections, and in America gets 72?
That's quite a difference.
Yeah. The simple fact that it has to be made into law is bananas. I agree. The heat from the surveillance center is evaporative, so they have no choice but to pull even more water. I was to applaud, but it's weird that this is news to celebrate. I know, right? I totally know. Whisper Creek said, I think they should learn from their mama about the birds and the bees.
Instead of kids.
Yeah, except we have parents now. I don't remember who said this quote. Somebody said, and guys, I'm not judging. You live your life. As long as you ain't affecting somebody else, I don't care how you live your life. It's none of my business, and I don't give a shit. But someone once said that if you're a biological male who thinks you're a female, you have a mental disorder. If you're a child who thinks that, your parents have a mental disorder. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, I've raised kids, and we don't even 3 years old, 4 years old. What do you know about what you are?
So if one of the boys went over to cousin Brittany's house and wanted to put one of her dresses on and come home, you would have been like, bruh, he was over at his cousin's house.
I at first I wouldn't make a joke.
Or are you going to be like, oh, because my nephew had an older sister, had his nails polished blue because she had her nails polished blue, and their dad was like, absolutely not. You get that polish off of him. She had it. He was like, younger. He's like, I want some, me too.
So you have seen my nieces set me down in a chair and put makeup and mommy and nail polish on me. Mm-hmm. It was fun. I was being involved with my nieces and nephews.
And they had a great time.
They had a great time. It was fun.
You look like a big old clown.
It was fine. And
you weren't walking around pretending.
No, I think kids are exploratory, but we shouldn't be teaching sex to any of them at that age. That's what I think. Let them explore, let them be themselves, but
you're not talking about gender sex. You're not talking about like boy girl. You're talking about when you say they shouldn't be taught.
We shouldn't be teaching third graders about sexuality at all. About it's okay that a boy, girl, boy, whatever, 37 genders. We shouldn't be, or heterosexual. We shouldn't be talking about any of it.
I'm pretty sure the third grader knows that they're different than the girl next to them.
Yeah. Skane's girl says Big Pharma has brainwashed our doctors. Let's see here. Oh, Massey. I at first when Massey got beat, I was sharing with you guys this last week when we were talking about it that, oh man, that sucks. And, he was my favorite and blah, blah, blah. But a couple of interesting things that have come up. They got rid of him. They ran the most expensive primary in history, and they got rid of him. And so now Massey has 7 months, and he said he's going to do it, to blow the whole thing up. And all they gained out of it was one seat, and whether it was really worth it. Massey was kind of complaining a little bit that what they did is they used AI to create lifelike video of him checking into a hotel room with AOC and Omar, holding hands with them as part of that political campaign. And this is how AI influences elections. Mm-hmm. Thomas Massey also did a poll just yesterday, the day before. It said, what's the greatest threat to liberty in America? And 86.3% said Israel. Now, you have to recognize these are his followers, right, that are taking this poll. Today, he said, tonight, Congress will vote to lower the age to prosecute minors as adults from 16 down to 14 in D.C. So they're going to lower the age to where you can prosecute for a violent crime. And he goes on to say, let me get this straight. Congress wants to prosecute 14-year-olds as adults, but they don't want to prosecute adults who sexually abuse 14-year-olds. Release the Epstein files. And I hope they don't let this go. And I hope Massey, Pack Rat for the win, says burn it down. I couldn't agree more. Kind of in an interesting note, though, this week, Massey was vacationing with Major Marjorie Taylor Greene down in Costa Rica. And I'll guarantee you, mark my words, they were talking about the next party. They were talking about the next American party, not the Democrats, not the Republicans. Now, if I had my way, they'd be talking about the Republican anarcho-agorists, but, right?
I can't believe you even can say that.
You can't say that?
No.
Oh.
I was trying to sound it out.
Yeah. Let's see here. Brett Boyd says, looking back, I would have given none of the shots to my daughter and let the immune be the guide. How many times do we see the old things pop up? I agree with you. Let's see here. Mike says he can swim and doesn't have arms growing on the back to double tap himself. And Lovero Drampet says 100% LGBT shouldn't be taught about sexual orientation in elementary school. Boys can be feminine and girls can be masculine, but scuff orientation is completely different. Yeah, I think kids are going to be kids and kids are going to explore boundaries. It's just the way it works. But we shouldn't be teaching any of that shit. None of it. Let them be kids. Give them a dump truck or a Barbie, whatever it is, Let them just be kids. All right. On top of Massey, a lot of reports coming about Let It Go Down. You guys know how Tulsi Gabbard, her husband, got a rare form of bone cancer and was announced a week after the CIA raided her home and took all of those documents. And now there's all kinds of stuff coming out that she's about to drop the hammer as she leaves out. John Solomon confirmed what many of us have been thinking about Tulsi. Tulsi's going to go out in a blaze of glory in her final month. She's going to expose it all. Reports are that she's going to blow out the Democratic Party lies for good. And they say that she has proof of a stolen 2020 election and 2016 election interference. And so apparently she's going to hammer them too. And I would not be a bit surprised to see Tulsi Gabbard emerge at some later date in some other party with some other thing. We'll see how it goes. But speaking of cancer, interesting enough, Attorney General Pam Bondi has recently been diagnosed with thyroid cancer once she left. So isn't it interesting that there's all of this going on in it? And just today, she was testifying off the record without a camera about the Epstein files, right? And lawmakers just stepped out of Pam Bondi's closed-door Epstein files interview furious. She blamed almost everything on now acting director, Attorney General Todd Blanche. So she's apparently diffused it all and said, it wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. It was a Todd Blanche issue. So don't be surprised if that rears its ugly head again. In other news, Trump claims that an unnamed drug can reverse death, but medical experts say there's no such drug exists. Right? Crazy. Remember I told you everything gets absurd? Maybe it's right. Donald Trump says the U.S. has experimental drugs that can bring dead people back to life. And I did confirm that this happened. This is not one post. I went and looked at it, and there's lots and lots of sources. Donald Trump made a shocking statement, which could change a lot of things if everything goes well and is widely used. Trump has declared that the U.S. is very close to discovering a drug that stops people from dying. Now, see how they spin that?
Yeah.
Stopping people from dying is very different than bringing people back
from the dead.
Right? So you got to kind of read into this. In a press conference from the Oval Office, he said that the drug is in the testing phase and has yielded its first concrete results. Do you believe that a drug exists that could do this? Because I think it's very different saying stop people from dying and bringing people back to life. You mean to read that part too?
Yeah.
I kind of skipped some of it because we get late in the live.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
fine.
get to all the slides. She wants me to read this. We know this medicine works because we've taken people who have died. We had a person who had their last rites done. They passed away. The kids were crying, etc. We gave them this medicine and the person got better. It works. It won't work for some others, but we'll learn quickly, he said. Yeah, let's see here. Let be kids, but with supervision. Lazarus drug? I don't know. They never name the drug.
Lazarus.
Yeah. They never name it, so I don't know. They'll do nothing about it, just like with Benghazi and all the other BS that's been allowed in previous administrations. I agree with this. Silver lining for the win. Look over here. Zombies.
Zombies.
Right. Check out Dr.
Shoot.
Christina Park's testimony on vaccines. I found it on the Paul Turner channel. Cool. When you try to replace God, bad things happen. This I agree with.
Smart.
All right, moving right along. Some economic news that you guys may find interesting, and these are just testimonies from people that I found. Nobody is okay right now. Gas is $4.50 a gallon, rent's $1,800, and daycare's $1,500 a month. Groceries are up 40% since 2020, and credit cards are at 21% interest. A starter home requires $80,000 down. Health insurance is $500 a month. I don't know who gets health insurance for $500 a month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You have like $2,000 a month with a $6,000 deductible, and somehow everyone is still showing up to work, to parent, to pay bills, to hold it all together. We are not lazy. We are not irresponsible. We are not making excuses. We are exhausted from doing everything right in the system designed to keep us behind. Give people grace right now. Everyone is unexpected bill away from falling apart, and most of them are smiling through it. A boomer comes out and says, you just need to stop buying $5 lattes and save $20 a week. Gen Z says, okay, that's $10,000 or that's $1,040 a year. Rent increased $600 a month. That's $7,200 a year. I saved $1,040 and I'm still short $6,160. Should I also cut my hair with my own kitchen scissors? How to retire in America. Scum says, first you got to start saving at age 22. Then the market crashes in 2001. You start over. It crashes again in 2008. You start over. You save aggressively through your 40s. Medical emergency wipes out your savings. You start over. Social Security reduced by 20%. You work till 72. The body gives out at 68. Alternative ending. We born wealthy and skip retirement. That's the sediment, right? Mm-hmm. And there's many more like it. A grandpa paid off her house in 1987. Thought she was done. Thought it was hers. Property taxes were $900 a year back then. Today they're $28,000. She's 79 on a fixed income. That probably takes all of her Social Security. Still writing a check every single month just to stay in a house she already paid for. You don't own any property in America. A woman was cited in Montana for selling authentic mountain air in mason jars for $22 a jar.
Oh my God.
I love this. You can go be an entrepreneur. Go be it. Elon Musk said that nobody in Washington wants to hear the government is unfixable. Unfixable, says Elon Musk, which I happen to agree with. Georgia man was recently arrested after letting 10 pigs loose inside a local police station. He claims he was just dropping off backup. That's a sense of humor. Target locations are beginning to charge customers merchant fees on every item you purchase. You know how some places you go and you got to pay 3% for credit cards? Mm-hmm. So our big retailers now are moving to that. So they didn't change their prices, but like Target now, you'll go in there, whatever your bill is, they add the fee from the credit card company.
Yeah.
Starting in at the end of 2025. Let's see here. Amy B says, Jules for the win. Silver Lining said, I used epinephrine to get a heartbeat back. Does that count? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. If you give enough, Amy B says the same thing. You give enough epinephrine, just about anyone can get a heart rate back. Jesus raised Lazarus. Yep. Capitalism, says Jen. Epinephrine reverses a psychological condition. A drug to stop death altogether is playing God. I agree with that. Mario said the drug that Trump is talking about is called Narcan. The bummer is you got to do a bunch of fentanyl to die first, then you can use the drug to come back. Government has made us indentured slaves through taxes and debt. We are the herd for the farm. Taxes, inflation are the milking stand. I love that. I'll try to blow through some of this. FBI recently raided another unlicensed biolab in Las Vegas, linked to the Communist Party. They found genetically engineered mice that were designed to carry COVID. Tests showed virals contained COVID, hepatitis, and malaria. Tucker Carlson went off on a recent podcast and boldly demands that ordinary people completely stop paying their credit card debt. And I found this actually kind of cool. What he's saying is the system isn't working for you anymore. At some point, you got to say enough. I just want to make sure you understand you're alleging that the Southern Poverty Law Center was paying leaders of the KKK and other groups. I reported on this 4 lives ago that they were caught doing it. And the big dog at the podium says, no. I'm not alleging it. The grand jury returned an indictment. So a grand jury has indicted the Southern Poverty Law Center for paying leaders of the KKK and other groups. So they had a bad guy to go fight. Right. They make the bad guy. Died suddenly reported that 23andMe and Ancestry have a terrifying dark side. With your DNA, they or anyone who accesses it can create a targeted bioweapon designed to kill you and only you. And people line up to spit in a cup and give it away for free.
Yeah.
Your DNA is now corporate property. Trying to hurry here. Mel Gibson talked about that he is going to go testify in front of Congress, and he's going to drop the hammer with evidence, naming Galvin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi, Kamala Harris, and the rest of California's most powerful political machine in what he says is the biggest Hollywood scandal in history. Gibson says he has receipts, visitation records, exact dates, locations, photographs, and video that he claims exposes a long-rumored child trafficking network operating inside the elite California political and Hollywood circles. I hope that if that's true, it's exposed. I'm going to skip that because we are running out of time because I have some other ones. Oh, Ebola, real quick, just to touch on it. Again, I don't think Ebola is a big threat, but it's out there. CDC's now expanded the number of countries considered at risk to 10. The World Health Organization has upgraded, said there's a new strain that jumped from fruit bats to humans and more than 200 deaths. And Bill Gates insider blows whistle on man-made Ebola pandemic timed for the World Cup massacre. A senior Gates Foundation insider has just come forward, which who knows if this is true? Probably not. Absolutely furious, raging, and sick to his stomach that the entire world is about to fall for the exact same trick twice. Jen says an indictment doesn't mean anything. It's when it comes to the sentencing, if it makes it through court, which not likely to. I'm going to move on with Iran. Oh, I was going to talk about Iran a little bit, but I did find it interesting that the Fed seized the cryptocurrency of Iran. So for any of you guys who think cryptocurrency is safe and they can't touch it, I would beg to differ. Here's the big story, I think, that's just absolutely crazy. So the Trump administration this last week and two has been soliciting advice about how to tell people, that the public, that we are not alone. You guys have heard all of this, right?
Yeah.
All this alien talk. And you know how last week we talked about how there was 4 different kinds, right? The Greys, the Nordics, the Insectoids, and the Reptilians, right? And we talked about all of that.
Yep.
And, you kind of put it a little bit on, tongue in cheek. And I found it interesting that Candace Owens made a wild claim about Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and Peter Thiel. She said it doesn't believe they are fully human and claimed they want to control humanity through AI and transhumanism, which normally I go, whatever, and I just roll my eyes. But then you get reminded that Elon Musk told BlackRock CEO Larry Fink at the World Economic Forum that he's an alien from another future, and he was kind of half joking about it. And again, you kind of let this all kind of roll off. And then whitehouse.gov/aliens released a website. They just did a big dump of UFO data. And if you go to it, it says, and I quote, this is again, www.whitehouse.gov/aliens. And it says on the website, for 60 years, the U.S. government has kept a closely guarded secret. Aliens have been walking among us, living in our neighborhoods, and interacting with us on our daily lives. They shopped in the same stores, attended the same classes that our children, and lived seemingly normal human existences. With one exception, they do not belong here. Millions arrived under the cover of darkness and embedded themselves directly into our society. Countless presidents, congressmen, and senior officials knew exactly what was happening. Instead of protecting American citizens, they chose to cover it up and even accelerate the invasion. Until one man finally had the courage to tell the truth. Bold, unapologetic, unafraid, President Trump was the first to call out the real danger aliens pose to the American family. This was funny. And now, just so you guys know, I ain't buying any of this. But I encourage you, go to whitehouse.gov/aliens and look for yourself. But, Project Bluebeam, premise was that you could fake an alien invasion and the country would unite. I don't know if that's what's going on. I don't know if this is, whatever. But guys, you do you, but I'm telling you, I am not buying this at all. This stinks to high heaven, in my opinion. Love Runs Rampant says, same old story. You think they would come up with something new? Nope. Ticks like the 70s, new virus, blah, blah, blah. Wait, the new thing, 4 species of aliens. Oh, wait, Roswell forgot. Amy B says, quick, everyone hire dehydrated, crystallized deer mouse urine. I wouldn't want anyone to think we were spreading hantavirus. Right. Yeah. Let me see. Love Runs Rampant says, holy shit, you cannot make this shit up. You can't. And I'm telling you guys, anybody got a computer in front of you, go to whitehouse.gov/aliens. It's there. I looked it up. When I seen the post, I'm like, no way. And I went there and it's there. Amy says, it is no measure of wellness to be adjusted to a sick society. Yeah, I agree. But this is insane, right? I mean, I don't really understand. You would think they would come out if this was true, they'd come out way different. I mean,
Then to just put it on their website.
Yeah, just to kind of come
What
up
do you
and
think that it should be on the news? Breaking news.
I think the mainstream news will suppress most of this. Even though the government has been dropping UFO files the last couple of days. This is true. And I don't think it'll get a lot of coverage. But I think it's really about, just like we were talking about earlier in the live, it's about, as a country, as a civilization moves closer and closer towards collapse, things get more and more absurd. Right? They just do. And again, this is true all through history.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So let's say here they dump the aliens. They're not, this is the whitehouse.gov/aliens. You guys look it up. I'm telling you, it's there.
Right. If we can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Packrat says it's there. Nothing else on the page except a form to harvest your email. Yeah. It is their version of the Babylon Bee. Maybe. I don't know. And if it wasn't for the address, I would have even questioned it more. I think it's just smoke and mirrors. It gets more absurd, but here's the magical question before we leave you guys here tonight. After they dump the aliens, what's more absurd than that?
I don't know.
What do you think is more absurd?
Grief.
Hey, the Burp said, is in the house. How are you? Said, I think it's a play on words. It's illegal aliens. Maybe.
Well, for 60 years, the government has kept a closely guarded secret.
Yeah, that really doesn't line up, but maybe they are. But I mean, you can go take this out. Go to Twitter or any of them, search UFO Trump, and you'll see him talking all about them.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of politicians saying I seen things that were unhuman, that were not made human.
Yeah. SpaceX, and we went, what?
Yeah. What? So I think it's just absolutely crazy. Burpstead said, "Oh, good point." Yeah, but I think you might be onto something, Burpstead. Don't completely discount that. Because you could kind of twist that to that if that's what they were spinning. But, yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Mario says what's more absurd is when they'll tell you the Antichrist is here or that Christ has come back. Yeah, I was watching a video, Mike, on holograms at Disney World. And they were putting these whales up in the air. And, man, they look so alive. And so what happens when the next thing is absurd? They bring Christ back.
Your God, any God.
Yeah, any God, whoever you
believe.
Bring him back in the air. What will you do if God tells you to?
No kidding.
Hey, Mark Baldwin, how are you, bud? It says cognitive dissonance and confusion. The last couple decades have been absurd. Yeah, it's just crazy to me. I don't know what's next. Like, what's the next thing? I mean, you start doing a hologram of Jesus in the air. I don't see how you top that. I mean, I don't know.
A whole lot of people who will do whatever.
I mean, I guess they haven't actually faked an alien invasion yet. We're not seeing flying saucers. Maybe. I don't know. Dana Randell, how are you? Said, I heard they made it a hate crime if you call the aliens demons. I have not read that yet. Packrat said, what's more absurd? The vile appetite of the elites. Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is we knew this with the Epstein files, right? This vile appetite of the elite. And it just keeps getting absurd. Now it's an aliens, right? And they walk among us. They went to school with your kids. I mean, what's the next one, right? What is the next one? Love Runs Rampant says they will create miracles of their own for us. People will love them to do whatever they want. Alien means having no lean, a lean. Do you think that's how they're using that term, Mark? Another corridor to high money. Yep, the fake rapture, says Mark Baldwin. By their fruits we will know them, says Love Runs Rampant. Yeah, they aliened you. Then if any man shall say unto you, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. Yep, and I think that is an absolute great place to leave the live tonight. What comes next? Guys, I can't tell you that. And, when early in my life, as I was kind of coming up as a prepper, I would think about, particular situation. Economics were always close to me because of my background and all of that. And you can prepare for an economic collapse. You can do all of these things. You can prepare for World War III. You can prepare for aliens. Not sure how, but you can prepare for Yellowstone or whatever it is. But the fact is, none of us really know. And I think that we have to prepare for absurdity. And we just have to get our head wrapped around that and do some soul searching. And I think the best way to insulate, not isolate, to insulate ourselves is go get rid of that stroke. Try not to ask for permission for your electricity, your water, your sewer. Try to grow as much food as you can. Try to do those things because, again, I think it's the best way to insulate yourself. Again, not isolate, insulate yourself. But my parting words to you tonight is prepare for the absurd.
I like that. I was going to say, don't forget to yoke up with your community, your neighbors, your people around you, walking distance, know who's around you.
Yeah.
But that also is part of your prepare.
All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We love you guys. We'll see you guys in a week. Don't forget to prepare for the absurd.
Yeah.
Tag out. Good night, everybody. I made my wife laugh. And you got to admit, that's pretty